Good morning, or afternoon, or your regional equivalent, and welcome to Reassembly with Inter de Malvia Extralvia. Ah, what a lovely Leviathanic warship. Oh, that poor asteroid. Oh, we don't want to ruin our environment. It's the only place we can generate resources. Good. So, last time we built the Massificala Fra Totalia Mark 1. I got a number of naming suggestions for it, but I couldn't find them again, so my apologies. I have no clue where they ran off to. Or I might have just been blind, which is also possible. Anyway, we have an 8,000 PowerPoint battle vessel, so the next choice is to build a superstellar space station. A superstellar space station. Charles, I had an old math tutor called Charles. Okay, Charles, let's go. Let's see what sort of war fleet you have that would be able to challenge a Tankerel battleship. Which I don't really think is the sort of phrase you can say easily. This thing has terrible strafing capabilities. Can we say that? What do you mean, can we say that? It's my ship. This thing needs strafing. It needs strafing capability. Hold on. Time for a beginning of the day strafe upgrade, which is not a bad upgrade. Those can just be exposed, it's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's the frontal stuff that actually matters. So I know we got this right on 8,000, but you see, we needed just a little bit more. And of course I have the unlimited P mod, which means that, you know, there's no PowerPoint restriction on how high I can go, which is nice. We're going to count the 8,000 version as the legitimate heir to the throne, but this is just so that I can fly a little bit better once it's built. Oh, reassembly music. Alright. Okay, Charles, what do you have? First test. Test version 1. Bursty. Oh, Charles, no, I can't do this to you. I can't do this to you, buddy. But I have to, nonetheless. Ah, well, I mean, I'll leave, you know what? Yeah, I'll leave some of the factory ships alone. Could I have those resources? No, I think you're probably going to need it more than me, but nonetheless. Ah, it's fine, I'll leave you alone. Okay. We're going to go to the middle of the galaxy again. And this time, actually, we'll do a bit of exploring. I did go to a wormhole last time, right? Yeah, I'm sure I did. Hello, flies. How you doing? Bees! Oh, this is how we do it. I love the bees. I mean, have I said that before? I'm sure I have. I'm sure I've said that I absolutely love the bees. One of my first mods was my first mod was a bee mod. Does anyone remember the Yolanda Empire? The Yolandarians? Anybody? Come on, anyone out there? Poor little bee. You don't really stand a chance against a Tinkerel starship bees. I mean, you could, but it would take player-guided authority and capability to really do that. Wow, my drones take up a massive amount of power. Oh, lovely. Pick up that. Galameda Station, Mark 4. Beautiful. Did you pick up a bee laser? You did. And shields. Oh, that's very funny. That's alright. Sorry, bees, I didn't necessarily intend to take your land, but, you know, today is one of those days when stellar invasions just sort of come out of nowhere. It's a tragedy. Oh, poor bees. I really do love the bees. I wish there was, like, a little bit more to them. Which is a weird statement. I don't know. I kind of wish there was a little bit more to the bees. Anyway. Ooh, let me drop my own sound down. I tried recording yesterday but there was a problem with audio, so I was forced to start again. But luckily you didn't really miss anything according to this episode. It was something completely different. I was doing a little Let's Build. But yeah, as it is. Alright, wormhole. We're going to stay here and upload our fleet to the wormhole database. So if anyone is lucky enough, well, or unlucky enough, to find this fleet. I did save the 8000 version. Good. Because this thing is now a Mark II at this rate. Or it's going to be a Mark II by the time I'm done with it, I guess. Lovely, a bit of exploration. So we've got some system ID. Oh yeah, from the agents that were in our galaxy. Oh, very lovely. Bam ba ba da ba da ba ba da da da. Oh, hello, ecosystem. Lovely. Tell you what. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba. Ba da da. We have 8,000, so we can actually put down a Galamira Mark IV and then flank it with Locata Virginsas. Could be a good idea. We're gonna give it some support ships. Yeah, so support and then some light defensive vessels. Just to hold the area. You all support the station, alright? Now there we go. Off to gather resources and bring it back to the station. The Locata Virginsas should hopefully do their job well. Actually, I really like the look of the Locata Virginsa. I tried to put the V in the K, replace with the K, and then it was very interesting. That was a very surprising moment for my speakative incoherency. I don't know. It was interesting. Hello, Borg. Soldier. Okay, let's... I shot the bees. I might as well shoot the Borg. You know, it'd be a bit unfair. It would be a bit unfair. I'm very sorry, but it would be a bit unfair if I shot the bees and not the Borg. So I'm going to do it. At least that's my rationale. It's a bad rationale, but nonetheless, I want to destroy the Borg. They do nothing but Lazoric consumption of the galaxy. Lovely. Okay. Very nice. Again, the city building factions are I find the most entertaining because they have cities, which is awesome. Kleescarvy. Okay, we need to help the Kleescarvy. It needs the seed. It needs to seed itself on an asteroid because if it doesn't, it will not be very good. Luckily, Kleescarvy is very tanky. If you don't remember, Kleescarvy is from The Greatest of the Least. One of my mods. I'll do a modded playthrough very soon, but we still have to finish Crystalline. Wow, what is this? Season 4? I've only done 4 of the 7 factions. Terrible. Have we done B? No, we haven't done B. Terrible. Okay, you know what? It's time to finish the Tinkerer. Let's go. We need to go do the B. We need to do the Bs. Come on, we need to do Bs. Bs, and then we can do modded. It's ridiculous, isn't it? We actually got quite a wide hole in the galaxy, relatively speaking. Borg. Where's my faction? What's happening here? I don't even know. System ID. Oh yes, into the Malvi Extrava. We're just the very weird Orphish. Yeah, you see, there's a bit of it. Let's go to this damage station. We shall repair our crumbled empire. The empire of Malvia Extralvia. All of these factions are just fallen empires. It's quite funny. Well, the player faction is always a fallen empire, which is interesting. You could actually just set stations to 0 and then not have any of these throughout the galaxy. That would be kind of sad, wouldn't it? Active, very nice. And all the things that were connected to it, even though they weren't... Oh, look at that. This is why the Kleescavi are an overpowered thing. But in the end, I'm happy to gain a metric ton of resources. It means I can build more stuff. Here, let's put down a few more factories. Because, of course, the blues do not have dedicated harvesters. So it makes it difficult to harvest. Actually, those would have been perfect places to put the factories. Oh, right, they're a bit too exposed. That's the reason. Well, that amongst other things, I suppose. Okay, factories get built. And then we're going to have a huge amount of resource collection rate. Look at that. Go. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Hello, Crystalline. The crystalline captains are here, seeking only rage and annihilation, for a purpose long forgotten. The Tinkerell are here, having mastered long-range cannonary weapons, and the Reds are trying their best. But again, the Reds are exceedingly violent, as they value quantity over quality, and by all means they are a warlike people, with a very interesting taste in starship design. Poor Reds. Love the Reds. We need to finish the acidic experimentium. Have I? No, wait, didn't I? Yeah, I feel like I finished the acidic experimentium, didn't I? I must not have. Or maybe I did. I actually can't. Quite frankly, I can't remember. Because it is months between these episodes, which is mostly my fault. I'm just horribly inconsistent with when I decide to go record. And yeah, because I don't play in Reassembly much anymore. I've got 1,750 hours in it. I've got enough. So I don't really play it recreationally much anymore because I played so much of it. And I've enjoyed it so much, but so now it's just it's enough. I've had my fill, so I'm happy to just let Reassembly kind of just be and go be calm somewhere else. Poor old Reassembly. I love Reassembly. It's so nice. Ah. Okay, let's get to the center of this galaxy and build ourselves a superstation. No controlling faction. Interesting. I'll tell you what. Denisarian. We're going to deploy some Denisarians with tiny defensive fleets. Just to help lock down some of the outer extremities of it. What the? You have thrusters! You are terrifying. That is amazing. I love it. Good, okay. Right, you're all released from my command. Find your way in the world. Hello, Crystalline. Okay. So, this is, you know, close enough. Ah! Wow, the front pylon actually survived that. Impressive. Alright, let's go through the gravitational wave. Just a couple of our ships just relaxing. And let's sit here. And let's think about... Oh wow, yeah, we've taken the middle of the galaxy very well. These stations are expanding well. We've got some Doldan Numerus Mark 3s, which is actually very effective. None of these capital ships yet, though, but even though these guys do have the capacity, the problem is they just build the smaller things faster, which is a clever move, and I prefer it that way. I could deploy another of myself. That might not be a bad idea, and we could just help lock down this zone. I'll deploy the Mark 1. Good. And you can go free. You're going to be the Defender General of this segment. The Defender General. I don't know why I refer to things as Defender. I don't refer to things as Defender General, but lately I've picked up the thing of having Defender Generals, and that came from somewhere, and I can't remember where, and I don't know why it's stuck in my head. Because it kind of sounds weird, Defender General, instead of like General, or General of Defenses, or something. I don't know. Defender General feels grammatically inconsistent, or something. I don't know. Anyway, where's that ship gone now? Hello? Where's it? Where's it gone? Have I lost it now? What is happening? Is that it in the gravitational wave? No, that's... Why have I done this to myself? Ah! I've got the power. Oh, I don't have the power anymore. Never mind. I never had the power. I have the power. It's fine. Good. All right. Let's very much skirt around that block. Hello, crystalline. Ooh, radium. Yeah. Problem with the crystalline is that stuff stops being a challenge once you have some big forward guns, some full frontal firepower, full forwards firepower, as it were. All right. Let's design the command station. Let's inspect the aesthetics that I've gone with before, which is this one. I like the Galamera. I like the Lucada Virginsa. It's actually a very nice little thing. Galamera Mark IV is awesome and is effectively the command station, but we need a unique into the Malvia command station. Imdex. Idmex into the Malvia Extravia. Idmex command core. Oh, well, I guess. I will name it when it is complete. I'm very sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but this will be the final build of this series. And then we're going to move on to the crystalline, because it's about time. And because we've got an 8,000 PowerPoint starship that's doing very well for itself. So there isn't very much else to do. Well, I mean, you can always build more ships, but the Tinkerell Terrans, otherwise known as the Kalarians, always have the greatest build options. Which is, as some would say, a bit of a sad fact, but it's alright. Not necessarily a problem. I don't know, I'm just toying around right now. I'm just going to see if I can find something that fits pleasantly. Also, I found out what was slowing me down when I was recording last time or something, whenever I was last playing Reassembly. And it was VSync. VSync was slowing me down, as you would expect sometimes. It's not okay. Come on. What is going to be the solution here? What is going to be the solution here? I know I've gone a lot with this little thing, with this decoration. It's not decoration, it's vital structure for Into the Malvia Extravia somehow. I need to think how to give that repeating symbolage a bit of a big brother, which is obviously going to be these like that, but getting there is going to be the interesting question. I think we're going to have a big station with lots of interconnecting modules that end up looking like a nice big command facility. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Something like, you know, we have the little junctures, and then these are the primary connection points between the modules. Something along those lines. Something like that. That you can kind of have be very big. Interesting. Yeah. Actually, this does also give a nice... Yeah. It's interesting. Fascinating. Could be... Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of different ways to go about it, you see. Because there are just... blocks and near infinite possibilities, it means that there ends up being an interesting decision you have to make. I don't know why interesting is my crutch word right now, but it would seem that I've made it my little crutch word. Oh, I like that. Yeah, let's do that, actually. And then we can actually have... Interesting. Yeah. You see, there's a lot of ways this could go, and not all of them are bound to be very good ideas. I think that's a very relatable statement. Hopefully. Oh, I can put generators on the little pikes, why not? Not the worst idea. It's not a great idea, but it's not the worst in the end. I don't know. We're gonna have an interesting intellect generator system. Is that what I'm looking at right now? I like it. It fills the space. It fills the space with utility, and filling the space with utility is far more advantageous than filling the space with rubbish. Listen, I've played this game so long I'm allowed to be harsh on myself. I've played this so long that I'm allowed to be harsh on myself. Catalytic fusion cell. Yeah, these guys don't have a second tier of generator. Forget about that. It's actually perfect then. We're going to integrate protectors though. We will need to integrate protectors. For the generator banks of the capital station, absolutely we need some generator. It's vaguely out of the shield zone, but you know, could be worse. Yeah, we'll integrate some protectors. We will have integrated protection arrays. Or something like that. And this is where the interesting things start to happen. Because I ask myself, how can I have a 2 while... So let's remove that. Because in the end I'm going to copy it over. When we copy it over, it's going to get into the right place. Actually, then I need to set it up for correct mirroring. That'd be it won't work out. No, it will. Sorry, it will actually be completely fine. What am I saying? Now I know there is an annoying problem that shields, when they lose enough health, they do explode, which is a problem. Well, they pop. So I can't necessarily do that. But I can do something like it. In theory, at least. In practice, might not end up being the case. Actually, this is going to end up being a very big area in the middle of the thing, so... There's absolutely no way to connect that while connecting that. Hold on. We've got to go back, Marty. Back to the future. Come on, get there. Come on. Ah! Nearly. That's fine, why not? Okay, so we're going to have to just give up on that. Tragically. In fact, we're going to format it like that, so that there's vaguely more survivability. Vaguely. Like if that gets popped, that won't necessarily get popped. It's a bit of a balancing act. Okay. Let's build out this so that I don't have to feel as critical about the whole situation. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And at the very edge, we have a factory flanked by protectors. Well, actually connected to protectors. Is that sufficient? Probably not. Well, luckily they are large support frames that are going to come into play now. Yeah. Very nice. Look at that. Actually, that worked out pretty well. Impressive, boy. Impressive. You've done what few reassemblies can do. Turn a corner 2 into a 3. I don't know. But the point still holds that it is hilarious. Let's lead with the more structurally firm segment. Much like these. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Trying to make a little structural module that's just going to kind of be repeated a number of times potentially, but making it, you know, have a reason to even exist is a difficult thing to do. Without having it kind of just look like a thing. It's just kind of there, you know, difficult. That's just there for some reason. That's the hard part. So I'm just going to have to go with structural spaghetti. That's going to have to be my solution. What is structural spaghetti? Well, it's a term in nonlinear architecture, which is not a thing, but I like to imagine that it is a thing, where you just make stuff look like it's interesting. Now, what is this area? Well, it's like a massive network of offices and administration complexes. Problem is it actually does nothing, but we all know what it actually is. It's a command center. Well, it's one of the many command rooms, probably like a logistics administration point. Why is it engineered interestingly? Because the architects wanted to have fun, so that people weren't just get exceedingly bored and depressed with their very square offices. I mean, it would seem that Tinkerell are not able at all to think in triangles. This is like a massive cafeteria or something, I don't know. It's like a big cafeteria. These are all just interconnecting rooms. The point is that to optimize window space while also optimizing for other stuff. Office room, obviously. You know, because you need some window space so people don't go absolutely insane, cooped up in a large box. But at the same time, you need a bit of that administrative room. And the very middle has a little shield in it. Actually, the 4 points, it has 4 points that it can have them in. So the whole complex can actually be vaguely defended. Good, now we've got like a little nicely armored module where you could imagine that some administrative staff sit and they've got like one little point defense laser. Because this is all administrative room and it's all heavily guarded by like lots of structures. So in theory, you're not supposed to get shot at. In practice, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so it can have these big administrative centers on its sort of subaxials. Then it has these large projection spikes, which are just, well, they're going to have factories on them. Much like this. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to have to just cycle that plan away. Okay. Better? Question mark? I don't know. But either way, they have these massive projection areas, which end up meeting and closing off at the end. Probably with, instead of spikes, we have laser defenses. And a shield would be advisable. You know, I guess these are kind of like antenna arrays, or some sort of. Tell you what, it might be like a positioning system. So you have a huge amount of arrays, of antenna, and you use them to cross-triangulate where stuff is. So that you can, because these systems are just giant, because they have like one gun and some other stuff, so it would make sense to a degree. Also, I can integrate solar panels, but then they need to not look terrible. That's a difficult thing to do necessarily, without them all just falling into anarchy. Yeah, sure. Oh, and this area needs a backup generator. These poor old guys need like a generator somewhere. Good, I think that's reasonable. Well, I guess we can put it off there and give them back their office space. I should like custom build each one of these modules. That would actually be the correct approach, but I don't really have the energy and time. Because that would take a while, I guess. But I want to do it anyway. I would do it anyway, but then we'd have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. Well, you know what, if we have time, I might do it because I want to. We won't do it anyway because I want to, and sometimes that is the deciding vote. Do I want to? And it's going to have some extensionatives just to try and stop the little shooting off things from getting stuck inside of the station. Yeah, so we'll use these. Yeah, okay. I'll get in the way. This is not the most elegant solution I've ever designed, but it's a solution. It looks a bit better. The boxiness is a little bit more natural for the Tinkerell. The Tinkerell. Well, these are not the Tinkerell. This is Tamalvi Extravia, I'll have you know. Okay, well, interesting. Why am I saying? Oh my word. Okay, listen. There's been too many people that have been saying it lately, and I don't know why. I'm sure we could trace it back to some common starting point of why I like a large amount of people have started to just say interesting, just randomly. And now it's kind of just rubbed off on me, and I don't like it. Okay. You see this crazy little contraption I built over here? Yeah, we're gonna use it again. Although in a vaguely off-shot way. Okay. Oh, of course I can integrate solar arrays onto these parts. It's not a terrible idea. It's not a great idea, but it's not a terrible one. Sometimes that's all you need. It's for it to just not be a terrible one. Just imagining one of my friends who, if I would say something like that, would at the drop of a hat just be like, "Thanks, Dad." It's like, okay, all right, fair enough. Maybe I deserve that. It's like, thanks, Dad. It's like just as much sarcasm as you can manage. It's kind of funny. What the? Okay, interesting. I think I know why that happens, so don't worry about it. Nice. Pardon me. I'm a bit sick. As always am, but that's just me and my utterly stupid sleeping schedule. It's entirely my own fault. Wait, why did I take that away? I wanted it. It's the closest we'll get to triangles. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere with this. Somewhere I can respect. Okay, we're going to leave this over here as a copy. Give this some subsidiary office complexes. Yeah, some outjutments, as they say. Maybe not on those parts, but definitely on these other ones. I think these I might just custom build because they're not very demanding. Internal structural layout is a little more demanding. So I need to think a little bit more about how I put it down. But these little bits that I can just throw anywhere are not too much of a concern. Nice. You see, if I design it like this, then it will be able to go all the way around. Let's just see how it looks, shall we? Oh wait, I did not design that at all intelligently. Oh, of course. Oh, of course, I am actually I'm over-engineering that. I over-engineered that. Not over-engineered. In this case, incorrectly engineered. So, oh, yes! That is a station of significant epicness. But we're going to have to take it away because it's not done yet. It needs a lot of other things. Namely, launch control defenses, which I'm going to try and figure out where I should put them. So this is obviously one of the deployment spikes. Deployment spires, we would call them. A deployment spire. So we're going to actually move this off a little bit. We're going to take this and we're going to extend it. And we're going to extend the So there's 3 levels in my head. There's level 3, level 2, and level 1. Evident 1, 2, 3. Okay, obvious. But just I don't know. I'm trying to work out a mental method to describe what I'm thinking. It's going to be interesting because I need to try and maintain the aesthetic without making the drone firing system inefficient. I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting question, but it shouldn't be too difficult, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to have a lot of drones because it's a stationary facility. It needs drones. That's pretty much a given. Oh yeah, and these little things are the launch control towers, which I think is a cute little idea. Oh, and the bigger ones can be for the rocket drones. Bigger launch control towers for obvious reasons. Bigger rocket, bigger control tower. Then I need to figure out a way of powering all this. Okay, this thing's cost is going to be crazy, so just try not to worry about it too much. Try not to think about it. You see, I like this, but that's because these won't get stuck. Ah, well, these might get stuck. Okay. Bum 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 bum. I might end up just shoving these things full of generators. Actually, that might not be a bad strategy, because I'm not entirely sure how many I'm going to need. Let's give them some interesting directions. And then just take the same and then just put it there. Replace this with generators. Add another length. Generator, generator, other way, other way, other way. Generator, 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 generator. Because I'm trying to think, where else can I put generators that would look somewhat sane? And I suppose these would be the... It's like, why are we putting all the extremely explosive jet power generation systems with all of our people? I don't know. Life support, don't ask me. Actually, I'm going to copy this over. I know I said that maybe I'll just build it myself, but the thing is, I want a little bit of a head start on it. I like that little bit of thing there. Well, you feel that the game is starting to have a bit of a worry. Save. Okay, copy it over. This thing is crazy, man. This thing is utterly mad, and I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Yes. Okay, let's actually turn it that way so that stuff is flipping in the right direction. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 we just have to clear the undo memory. So what happens is that after too long, I think the undo adding, pardon me, I'm just blowing my nose. I believe the way the game does it is that whenever you do something, it saves a copy of what everything looks like at that moment, which is probably a massive array or something. And the longer that array gets, the longer it takes to access it, in theory. Well, the longer it takes to add another array point and then do the stuff. Sometimes. And then after a while it reaches a point where it adding everything to this massive array is just starting to take too long. It's interesting. Because you need to access the array, add another element area, and then you have to add the data to it, which I mean, like, shouldn't be. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, who knows? Listen, I'm not going to try and guess at the internal structural workings of Reassembly, but I also want to, so it's an interesting situation. Strut and strut. Why am I doing this? It's nuts, but I like it. And that's the problem. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Because their big shields are their most potent defensive system. So depriving them of that would be a bit unfair. Let's put drones in here with their little launch towers. I realize this station lacks a degree of point defense, but remedying it might not be the easiest idea, because it might involve a lot of this, and I don't really want to have to do it. It looks okay, I guess, but does it look great? And that's the difference. Can I? Wow, this actually does connect. That's perfect. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to, because it's still a block length, and structuralistically it should still be equivalent. But I was kind of bracing myself for it to not work. Interesting. Ba ba. Yeah, I don't like the solar panel being so close. Nice. Okay, I like that. Good, we've got a little bit more point defense. I want to use more protectors. But again, it's like, do I want to actually? This is definitely the most expensive part of the ship. The station at this point. So we should probably give it a lot of lasers and protectors. This is going to be an extra long episode. I don't know how long it's going to take to upload. It'll take a couple of hours. But I'll just upload it while I sleep, I guess. Although, you know, it's a bit annoying. It's alright. I guess that's fine. Maybe. So another thing I have to get rid of is this, so that I can make this version the ultimate one. It's an interesting thing. Yeah, it's an interesting problem. I could do it like that, but then it's gonna obviously poke through that. So I don't like it. I could do it like this. It's not that's actually satisfying, I guess. And it'll make sure that it relatively well that it escapes the internals relatively well. Do the same with these because I don't like them. Like, it was nice, but then I realized it just wasn't okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, I'm so annoyed by myself. Okay. Problematic. But there are solutions, I think. Okay, can I quick something? Just fix something quickly. The vocals annoy me to no end. So we're going back to normal Reassembly OST. We're going back to normal Reassembly OST for a bit. Because quite frankly, yes, I prefer it sometimes. Sometimes I do prefer it. Well, I prefer both. They're both excellent, but sometimes they aren't. Sometimes they annoy me. It's like I'm listening to. It's like, oh goodness gracious, please. I'm being horrible, but nonetheless. Okay. I know, I'm copying it, but it's like, oh well. Here, let me see if I can cheat a little bit. Cheaters never prosper. Hello? I pressed flip just because I wanted to. You know, I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't right. Wait. I just put it back the way it was. No, well, not really, but sort of. Okay. Interesting problem. Again, I keep saying interesting, but literally, I am an idiot, and I'm very upset with myself. And my day is ruined. however the meme goes. I'm very upset, and my day is ruined. It's like, okay, that's okay. However, who's that kid that says that anyway? I actually don't know. I actually do enjoy building city-like structures. Because of the range of motion, you sometimes have to try and get out of a couple of short little blocks. Because you can't build too much, otherwise it ends up looking a bit weird. Okay, interesting. I think that's fine. Interesting again. Okay, cool. I think that's fine. I'm also umming a lot, and the primary reason is that I don't know what I'm saying. Which is a relatable problem, I think. Maybe. Yeah, we're gonna try and have a few of these. What the? Wait, hold on. Are you kidding me? Aru kidding me? That is a variant. that was entertaining. But again, vaguely infuriating. Why is this? Ah, Fascinating. Fascinating how that happened, isn't it? It's been slightly out of sync, and I knew something looked wrong, but I couldn't figure out what. That's a relief. Alright, let's swap out this for a large protector. And then... large protector. Large protector. Okay. Good. Alright. I think we're going to be happy with this. Maybe. We'll have to see. Oh, hello, superstation of incredible note. That is very nice. I do notice one problem though. And this just comes from my method of not being symmetrical. Tragedies befall us. Okay, can I take these? I mean, I can, but I'm more so asking, should I? More so than can. Because obviously I can, but should I? And the answer is yes, because it'll just look even better. Good, okay. I think that's just about ready. I think that is just about ready. Beautiful. Could maybe use a bit more over here, but you know, sometimes, I mean, we could give it a giant cannon. I don't know. I don't know. But at the same time, I very much think I do. Attempted evil laugh. Okay, so we're going to try something a little bit ridiculous. We're going to give this space station a cannon. Because with the Tinkerer, of course we can. We can put a cannon on a space station. Because we can put cannons on spaceships. So, the real question is actually going to be, how am I going to make this thing be? I think we're going to have to just go all out on this. You're going to ask me how many damage amps this thing has, and the answer is going to surprise you. Too many. Why does it have one giant cannon? You're going to end up asking me, when you know it's never going to be able to shoot anything. That's where you're wrong. That's where you are very, very wrong. Because I might just put thrusters on this. Otherwise, you will be right. It won't be able to actually shoot anything. But the hope is that it will be able to shoot something, maybe, with some degree of capability. This is insane. This is exceedingly stupid. But I like it. So that's just going to have to be how it is. Just because I like it doesn't make it right. But nonetheless... there are very few options and alternatives I can provide to you in these times times of madness. And a laser. This is going to be the de facto build structure for the whole thing. It's going to run down the length of the barrel. Hold on. We nearly forgot something. We nearly forgot something. You know what it is. I know what it is. But the enemy are not going to exist long enough to even cognize the fact. Okay, now we've actually got a massive ship, so that the lag is now vaguely unavoidable. Okay. It makes Galactic Command Station. Yeah, as you might imagine. If it were an actual command station for an entire galaxy, it would be a lot bigger than this. It would probably span a planet. I don't know. But probably not, because who can be bothered to build a planet-spanning defensive superstation? Cough, cough. What is happening here? Oh, I'm being very, very stupid. Not unfamiliar, but familiar enough to be annoying. Alt, click, Alt, click, Alt, click, Alt, click. You are getting in the way of progress, boy. Such things cannot be allowed. It's like, okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Gallimera. Mr. Gallimera. Mr. Gallimera, sir. Yes, sir, sir. It's like, okay. Perfect. And then we run down the entire length of this. Mirror it. Before we do that, we take it, we put it over there. We prepare this area for Jizandrekarko Cherkra, or conversion into being a giant super weapon in my native tongue. Hello? Of course. Perfect. Nice. It's now got a massive primary cannon, which will never be able to shoot anything unless I give it thrusters. Okay, so there's that. So that. Okay, now let's be very careful. We're going to make a copy of that. Remove this. Remove this. Okay, there. Okay, I'm going to work on this version. Now comes the tricky part. A ton of thrusters. Which is basically going to turn this thing into a giant spinner. But my hopes are that that will not exactly be the case. This is going to be very tricky. Especially since a bunch of other things are going to get in the way. But for the sake of a massive Star Destroyer gun, well, it's not a Star Destroyer like gun, it's just a massive gun. In terms of reassembly weapons, it can basically destroy a planet. For what it's worth. For what it is worth, it can effectively destroy a planet. Okay. Sure. We're going to call it get that. We're going to make another final backup copy of it. Galactic Command Station. Into Demalvia Extravia. I always put an L in there. I don't know why I say Extravia, but it's Extravia. Into Demalvia Extravia. Whoa, the power cost is fluctuating. Relegatori Calreta Vietalium. Good. Save it. We do not have any resources anywhere near necessary to build one. But it exists. So give me a few seconds. Well, actually, I might as well just record it anyway, because to be honest, let's go hunt resources. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. We've got a lot of storage, but we don't have nearly enough. So we're going to have to redesign. Whoa, hold on. Missing thruster. Wow. No one mentioned that. No one mentioned that there was a missing thruster. How could you, people? How could you? Never tell me about a missing thruster. That's alright. Not a problem. We're just gonna have to shove a lot of storage into this thing. Okay. Because it's gonna need a lot of storage. I assure you, it will require an excessive amount of storage. What just happened? Why did my mouse drop it? Exactly. Why did that happen? Very weird. Okay. Is that? 1, 2. Oh, wait. 1, 2. Okay. Well, we're nearly there, but we aren't there yet. Still. Again, we're going to need a lot of... Mouse, please, listen to me. Just listen to me, mouse. I know you're trying, but you're not trying hard enough. Okay. It's probably the best we're going to get. Which is a massive amount of storage. It's going to take a while, but we're gonna get the resources. We're going to do it. I would speed it up, but the most I'll probably do is just cut the video into bits. Grrrah. 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 Yeah, I'm just gonna listen. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so we are at 57,000. I'm gonna let you figure out whether I use cheats or not. Or whether I spent the last 5 hours flying through a massive galaxy and harvesting as much as I could. So you can let either of those be the reality of the situation. But either way, I'm going to get the last 10,000 now. We're going to try and get the last 10,000. Which is going to be interesting. Where did I put that Clee-Scarvy now? I think I've lost it. That's alright. Doesn't matter. Was it... Whoa, there's a wreckage big ship. That does not bode. Please don't. I don't want to lose all these resources. That would be... well, it wouldn't be the worst thing to happen in the universe, really, would it? Let's push forward. So all we really got is some crystal. Sentinel, don't have a nuke. Do not have a nuke, or I swear... Well, I can't really swear anything. I'm not going to swear. What do I have to swear by? Let's go this way. Oh my word. Ah, farmers. They're actually not a very good source of resources. What we want is to find Cleescarvy again. The Cleescarvy has a huge resource potential. But that means we're going to have to look for graves at the least. Which is not going to be likely. Hello? Could we? Thank you. Let's actually go out to the... Bees! Hello, bees! I forgot about you. Bees don't provide a lot of resources, but they provide something. We're actually only 3,000 away, so guess what? We're going to get it. We're going to get 3,000 resources. That's not a hard thing to do. And then we are going to... If you think about 60,000, it's only 6 lots of 10,000, which is, you know, only 18 something lots of 8,000. Well, no, 8,000, 16,000, 24, 32. Yeah, 64 is basically, you know, 8 times. I think my math is broken. No, yes, no, wait, 64,000. Yeah, sorry. Wow, why did I say 16? What is wrong with me? Well, it's because I wasn't actually really doing the math, was I? I was just kind of ballparking it very badly. You see, bee mining is a very ineffective process. It doesn't give you a lot of resources. So rather, let's go search for slightly juicier targets, such as some starships, which are the best target. Don't be very careful with the gravity well. If I die now, it's not going to be very fun. Whoa, very cool. Hello. There's a massive asteroid. Wow, that nearly hit me. That would have hit me in about 5 seconds. Come on. So again, more bees. If I can find where the bee command ships, the Seraphim, whatever it's called. I think it's actually got a different name now. I actually don't know what it's called. Oh no, it'll still be called the Seraphim. But there's another one that's like different. I don't know. Come on, bees, where are your attack forces? Very close, 22,000 away. Do not get stuck on that ship, I tell you what. Pardon me. Come on, bee, where are your big ships? I still need to get back to the Galaxy Center then after this. Which is going to be very interesting. Cleescarvy! Yeah, serve him! Okay, alright, well then, it's just... Poor massive ship did not really stand a chance. Wonderful. We have it! We have it! We have it! We've got the total. Alright, let's get out of here, gentlemen. Okay, listen, I haven't really protected these very well. Protector. Oh, I don't actually have the PowerPoints necessary. Scrap the factory. And get some protector. Well, get one little forward one protector. Well, I could get another one, maybe. Not exactly. What do we need? Perfect. Let's go. Get those protectors online, gentlemen. We need to protect our exceedingly massive amount of resource cargo. And we need to get out of here. Time to get back to Galaxy Center. Galaxy Core. Beautiful. What is this orange? Oh, red. Red? Red? The red are actually my worst. They're actually going to be a very extreme danger. Red and the Sentinels could kill me. Which is kind of a funny thing. So I'm going to try to just not make them angry with me. Okay, we need to get there. So let's mark it. Follow it. Ally! Follow me. 2,000, that's fine. Come on. Okay, not into a... You right there? Need some help? I can't help you, buddy. Okay, give me back. Bring back my funds. You know, use. Shame. Okay. Clear the asteroids out of the way. Is that a Cleescarvey? No, that wasn't. I can't remember where the Cleescarvey was. Anyway, so and yes, I did cheat the initial 50,000 because I was not going to go out and gather 50,000 resources. That would be ridiculous. Okay, so am I going to build the principal, most expensive stellar station in the entire galaxy between two gravity wells? Yes. I am. Galamera Mark IV, this is actually your spot. So we're going to go out vaguely this direction. Until we've got vaguely... Yeah, let's go to this empty spot. We actually need a very big empty spot. Let's clean up some of the debris around here. Let's we will prepare a nice area for a major military command center. Okay, I think that's good. Now I want relatively precise control over where this thing is spawning, so let's get rid of the other ones. Bring this all the way to the front. Hey, where it was once. When was it there? It was there once, right? It was a ship where... Yes! That was the it was the Dolden Nomarus that had it. Okay. Perfect. Alright, and then we are going to fortify this area of space. Deploy. Hello, buddy. Come to watch. Off he goes. Oh, lovely. If you don't mind, I'm going to take a few screenshots. Just for old time's sake. You are not... Go away. Plus 12,000. Yeah. Oh, gorgeous. I need to back off a little bit, actually. Let's, cursor rotates. Keyboard rotates. Ship. There we go. Oh. Now, isn't that a station? Isn't that a station? Perfection. Well, it's pretty good. Not perfect. And the main gun is building. Oh my word. Please don't try to fly around that mega station, please. Please don't try to fly around. Me giving it thrusters was a terrible idea, but it needs to be able to aim its gun, so. It is a huge station. That is a massive star station. I love it. Gorgeous. Very nice. Also, I've now realized that this ship still lacks a lot of strafing capabilities. Just don't worry, I'll fix it afterwards, but I want to just have a ship that can strafe. Would be very, very appreciated. Actually, hold on. Discard. Get this stuff off of me. Get these factories back. Take that off the nose. Close it up. And then let's get some... Whoa, what just happened there? Again, Reassembly is deciding to ignore my mouse. Sometimes. It might just be my mouse. My mouse is quite old at this point. Come on, mouse. Come on, please. That is more than frustrating. Okay. Remember, gentlemen and ladies, sufficient thrusting can help you get out of very bad places. Sufficient thrusters are very, very necessary. Otherwise you'll be stuck in, for example, right next to a space station and unable to move, which is a very bad place to be. Sufficient thrusters. Engines, we should sufficient engines. Ooh, very nice. There we go, Q and E. Sufficient engines. Oh, very nice. What am I calling this episode? Final Ultima Command Station? Probably accurate. Gorgeous. And that is into Demalvia. Ooh, except the fact that thrusters are doing weird things. Interesting. We're going to worry about that later. For now, I'm going to go back to the Mark 1, because that's the actual proper star vessel. Hopefully it'll stop freaking out. Wonderful. Go on, let's get a nice screenshot. Perfect. Oh, lovely. Actually, I'll put that there. I don't want that empty space on the right. Let's get a little bit closer. And a little bit down. A bit up. This is how the pancake is made, by the way. I just shuffle about until I have a relatively nice thing. And I also like a bit of thrust. A bit of thruster trail makes everything really nice. At least in my eyes. But of course it's a very difficult thing to do. Without bumping everything around. Gotta time it very carefully. And doesn't always work out that way. Let's try that again. Okay, take a couple and take it. Nice, I think we got it. I'm happy with that. that's how I get. That's how I make my screenshots. Default HUD. Thank you very much. Ah, gorgeous. And it's a massive space station. A enormous space station. Okay. That is huge. It is gigantic. Look out of the Virginsa. Why not? Cursor rotates ship. Send little Virginsa going out this way. Oh, not into the station. Ah, it's alright. What can we do? Exactly, Scarvy. No, that's sorry, that's Ponce of Gemini. Pog, Ponce of Gemini. Nice. Good, good. Right. Well, everybody, I think that is the end of Into the Malvia Extravia with the Galactic Command Station. Oh, look at that. Oh, you see, this is a much more a much more pleasantly organic image. Takes a bit of work sometimes to get you want a little bit of life in it, but yeah, I might actually just push it down to be next to the asteroid, but that would be a bit boring. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching episode season 4. And next we'll play. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, gorgeous. I want to see its main gun fire, but that's not really going to be possible. Unless we go a little bit crazy. Oh no, it's in gravity. It is gonna die. It is going to die. Or not. It does have a lot of missiles and other things, so it might actually survive pretty well. They've got a lot of stuff to get through to be able to damage this thing, I will say. Very cool. Alright, well, that's fine. Good. So until next time, everybody. Perfect. Cheerio.